do you have a way of tracking who sees them, as far as who looks at them after they exist?
We didn't. Right before Power Summit, Mitch found a plugin that allows us to track that. I don't know very much about it because literally installed it during the chaos of preparing for Power Summit. So that should be on the highlighted list of things to talk about in our 8:30 meetings. I mean, he showed me a little bit. I physically saw how it worked, and that, yes, this is tracking what people are doing, but nothing extensive.
Yeah. Seems like a good thing to be able to know what people are wanting and using.
Right.
I hope you get some uptake on the forums. That is a valuable tool if people use it, and kind of not so much if they don't. So
Agreed.
So it's 82 degrees here today. I just wore a turtleneck so that all the Northerners would feel better. Can pretend that it's winter.
Absolutely. Well, we definitely had winter last night with what do we have, 6 inches of snow this morning?
Yeah, I sort of feel like you're getting your whole like in like a lion thing. March is living up to its reputation.
Yes. Absolutely. So you just want to roll through it?
Sure.
All righty. So this learning lab this afternoon is the updated conversation for fail-safe leadership. Joining me today is Tracy Lundquist, who was a huge contributing author to the revamp of this particular piece. So we're going to roll through the changes. So if you have an opportunity to watch this, you can be updated on where fail-safe is. So at October Power Summit in 2018, the team at Trusted Advisors committed that we were going to update fail-safe leadership, not change its powerful message, because that still very much remains of value, but we wanted to bring it into 2019. The slide that you're looking at now that has my and Tracy's name is the revised cover. You might remember previous fail-safe was a very corporate blue color, so we wanted to liven it up. And we picked white intentionally because it's very crisp and very clean. And we did a lot of research. There's not a lot of white covered books out there, so we wanted it to stand out. So Fail-Safe Leadership 2019 edition, it's now authored by Trusted Advisors. The bios of the originals have been taken out, and we're still focusing on straight talk about correcting the leadership challenges in your organization. When we unveiled this thought process and our commitment to doing it, Tracy came up to me and said, I would be really excited to help you with this particular project, and it's been a really cool collaboration. I've worked with a bunch of folks in writing projects before, all good outcomes, but this was one of those things where, you know, you got your chocolate and my peanut butter kind of concept. So Tracy is going to talk about what we specifically changed. So I'll hand it over to Tracy.
Okay, so I don't actually have the notes in front of me that I was using when we did this presentation at Power Summit, but I will do the best I can to recall from memory what I said. The old fail-safe leadership, obviously, we know and love, was a great tool. We used it to good effect with our clients and other folks for a good 18 years. And now that that book is old enough to vote, we thought that it was ready for a little bit of a refresher. So one of the things that struck me as I was reading it with the purpose of updating and refreshing some of the language was that Linda and David, bless their hearts, were not always as brief as they might have been in terms of cutting to the chase with some of their points. And my favorite line of what I call false advertising in the old book was, and I'm probably not going to be able to get it quite word for word, but it's something to the effect of, we followed the principle of parsimony in employing Occam's razor to make the book as simple and brief as possible without diluting the power of the message. It's this tortured sentence that's like, really? You used that many words to say you're going to be brief. So so we took that sentence out, and we took a few other things out and added some other stuff. And the net effect is that the message is just as powerful as it ever was, and there's even some great new content in there, and yet the text is 8 pages shorter. You're welcome. We also did some updates to some of the chapter titles. There were, my particular favorite, as you might guess from the slide, is we had a chapter entitled "The Old Gray Mare, She Ain't What She Used to Be." And if any reader of this book is younger than about 45, they're going to have absolutely no idea what that even refers to. It's actually a lyric from a song that was written about 100 years ago. And the last time it was in any kind of widespread pop culture awareness probably would have been around the mid-50s. So most of the clients you want to be talking to today, not going to have a clue what that even means. The new title of that particular chapter is "The Cure for Leadership Insanity." And as anyone who has ever stood up in front of a group and said, one definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result, will immediately resonate with that particular chapter title. So you'll also find other up-to-date examples in the book. You'll see references to Apple and Amazon and NASCAR and other kinds of brands and companies and quotes from people who are kind of currently in the modern zeitgeist. So it should be a little bit more relatable, a little more current for your target audience. Yeah, I think that covers all of my bases. So let me give it back to Tammy to talk about the assessment tool, which is the really cool new thing that has been added to FailSafe.
Thank you. So yeah, Tracy's right. One of the things that we've done, and you've seen this in other books, and we've kind of borrowed the philosophy, is that we created a 20-question assessment. We're literally focusing on 20 questions regarding leadership so that your potential client or your client can take this assessment, and you basically are selecting a score 1 through 5, whether you strongly agree or you strongly disagree, and it will calculate a score, and it will allow your potential client or your existing client to say, okay, I wonder where our company rates on some basic universal tenets regarding leadership, which is what Fail-Safe Leadership talks about. So it's a really quick assessment. It takes about 15 minutes to do it. The participant, once they take it, they will get a thank you page that says, congratulations, if you scored over 80, you and your leadership team are doing a number of things really well. You clearly understand that people are indeed your greatest asset, and you need a vision, core values, a mission, and an operational or strategic plan to manage your organizational path to success. It's been our experience that organizations who are in this category are always looking for the next mountain to climb. We wish you great success. So obviously these companies are the inspired, and that's why we put in that kind of mini commercial, your next mountain to climb. So they're probably not in a point of desperation, but they're looking for what that next inspired decision is going to be. And inspiration requires outside assistance as well. So they need you. The second category of the score is that you score between 61 and 80. And obviously, I don't need to read this to you, but some of the areas of, does your organization have the processes in place so every member of the company feels valued? They don't fear taking risks. There is a process for them to share ideas for improvement because they're living the job every day for your organization. Are you including them as part of your planning process? Again, giving them some things to think about if any of those answers are no, or they should be. Again, could they work with you to offer or create that solution? And then the third category is your organization scored 60 or below. Obviously, if you're looking for improved organization results, maybe you need to talk with your friendly consultant or coach. So what happens, the way the participant experience this is they'll go online to Trusted Change Agents /failsafe leadership. They'll take the assessment. As soon as they complete it and hit submit, it is automatically scored. The thank you page comes up and they get their score. And what it'll also do, it'll also import the information into our CRM. And that information, if they tell us who referred them or what affiliate asked them to complete it, will automatically get emailed with that participant's information. It's going to look something like this. So it's going to say Failsafe assessment results. How'd you hear about Failsafe? If, for example, Doug Brown suggested someone take this, they put in Doug Brown there, you'll automatically, as the affiliate, because you're in our CRM, will automatically get an email with this particular information, how the question, the answer, and then their total score. Whoops, sorry about that. So then you can do the appropriate follow-up with your potential customers or existing customers. Right now on this print, the assessment is not built into the book. It's built into a bookmark that we've created because we weren't sure how affiliates were going to respond to the assessment. If they thought it was cool, we thought it was cool. We just weren't sure if affiliates were going to think it was cool. So when we unveiled this last week at Power Summit, it was pretty much overwhelming. Yes, this is a really cool idea. So we're around the corner in the next 2 weeks to print the next run of books. So then the assessment link will be on multiple locations with the book. Everybody liked the bookmarks, so we're not going to get rid of those. And when someone purchases a book, you get a complimentary bookmark along with it. But now the assessment link will be on the bookmark, as well as it will be in multiple locations on the book, recommending that your reader, your potential client or existing client, take advantage of the assessment. It's also going to be it could be a very neat pre and post assessment as well. Let's just say you have a client that's working through the assessment, they score in the third category, you do some coaching work with them or consulting. This is also a kind of really neat down and dirty pre and post assessment that you could do after your work with that particular client. Last week the book was well received, the refreshing new look, as well as Tracy said, a lot of the updates to the content of the material. Again, the basic message is very much the same, but we really freshened it up and it got really good reviews last week. Tracy, thoughts or something that you think we missed from last week or that you want to add?
Nothing leaps to mind. I mean, I guess I think that you guys have solicited our feedback on everything else, and so I would imagine that you would welcome our feedback on Failsafe. So, and I'm certainly interested as one of the main writers on the rewrite. I'm certainly interested in hearing what people have to say about, do you like it? Do you not like it? What is there anything that we overlooked? Is there anything that we could do even better? Or just, tell us how great we are. That's always cool too.
I ditto all of that as well. Yes. I mean, Trusted Advisor is very much interested in any feedback, good improvements, anything that you think is worth sharing. So if you have an opportunity to watch this and you have questions more specifically about Failsafe, just feel free to call the home office. Wendy and Gerard and I are very well versed in what changes got made, and we can walk you through it. So Tracy, I appreciate your time this Monday afternoon, and thanks again for your contribution.
Thanks.
You're welcome. All righty. Well, that took a whole 10 minutes.
All right. Well,
thank you. Appreciate it.
That's a wrap.
Cool. Talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks.
Yep. Bye-bye.